There's a lot of confusion between the difference of a food allergy in our pets and a food sensitivity. So if your pet has a food allergy, you're going to know right away that they've eaten an offending food. They're going to swell their face, their lips, even their throat. They can get hives that can become anaphylaxis, which is an emergency. However, if they have food sensitivities or an intolerance, these symptoms are going to be much less severe and non-life-threatening, and the symptoms are more latent. It can take up to 3, even 7 days after they've eaten a food they're sensitive to for their bodies to present with the symptoms. So it's very important for you to know these distinct differences and to know what to look out for in symptoms. If your pet has a food sensitivity, you're going to see them having GI issues like chronic loose stool, diarrhea, or vomiting even, sometimes constipation. They're going to have itchy skin, especially dogs may have itchy paws and lots of licking, over grooming, and redness on their skin. They may even have watery eyes or watery nose and constant sneezing. So be sure that you know these symptoms to be looking for in your pet, and there is really good testing out there that can be done to check what food sensitivities your pet may have, because it can be really hard to narrow this down in their diet like it would be with a true food allergy, being that it can take so many days for the symptoms to present. It can be really challenging. Something that can be really confusing is figuring out if your pet is having symptoms of allergies due to environmental allergies or food sensitivities or intolerances. So there's really a systematic way that you need to approach this to help delineate which types of things are causing your pet's allergy symptoms. So the number one thing I recommend to do very first is to get a saliva food intolerance sensitivity test. You can order one for cats or dogs on our website, ReNewedPet.com. This is a very simple at-home test. You simply collect the saliva of your pet, mail it into the company, and within 2 to 3 weeks, they're going to give you the results on paper of exactly the most common food allergens that your pet is allergic to, proteins or plant matter. Then, once you get your pet's diet on a good path of eating only things that they're not sensitive to or intolerant to, and if their skin or eyes or digestive issues that are causative are still present, now you start looking at different environmental factors. You might have to investigate what plants are around your home that could be triggering, and maybe you have to wipe your pet down after walks outside, wipe down their fur, their face, especially their paws. For cats especially, cat litter is often a huge environmental trigger if you're using anything with synthetic, artificial odor controls. And also, another huge factor is often what cleaning products people are using in their homes. If they're chemical, synthetic filled cleaning products, this can be a huge trigger to pet allergies. If your pet is experiencing signs and symptoms of a food sensitivity or intolerance, like red, rashy, itchy skin, watery eyes, watery nose, sneezing, chronic GI issues like diarrhea, loose stool, vomiting, one of the first things I recommend to people as a certified pet nutritionist is that we do a food trial of a new protein that they are not typically eating and a limited ingredient diet. So typically this looks like a diet of rabbit-based protein or duck protein, because this works great for cats and dogs and is lower chance of allergen to our pets. And they're very cooling proteins, meaning that they help cool the body and reduce inflammation versus increase it like some of the other proteins, especially red meats and chicken. And we want to make sure the diet has limited other ingredients, so limited other plant materials, because our pets can be sensitive and intolerant to different plants or vegetable matter as well. So some of the top companies that I use to do these food trials are either Primal brand frozen raw, Stella & Chewy's brand frozen raw, Instinct brand frozen raw, or some of the canned food options can be really good as well. Instinct again has a good canned food limited ingredient option, Merrick brand canned food as well, Nulo brand canned food. The company Rawz, R-A-W-Z, has some good options. So if your pet is suffering with any of these symptoms, you want to do this food trial for a period of 4 to 6 weeks and watch to see if the symptoms reduce or hopefully disappear, and then you know you're on the right track of eliminating the foods that your pet is allergic to. Then you can slowly start to add in a new protein over a period of 4 to 6 weeks, one at a time, to get your pet back on a well-balanced diet. So if you have a pet who has allergies, you need to understand this information. Most pets actually are not allergic to things in the environment, or it's not just environmental allergies, but also a combination of environmental allergies and food sensitivities and intolerances. And now this is different than true food allergies, which is going to be something your pet eats and they have an immediate reaction like swelling and even trouble breathing that can become an emergency. However, food sensitivities and intolerances are more slight symptoms, and it takes longer period of time for these symptoms to show up. So the testing that your veterinarian may offer in their office is not the same testing that's going to look for these sensitivities and intolerances. Also, the testing in your vet's office is going to be very expensive and a lot more intrusive to your pet. Often they want to do blood work, or it's going to be what they call a patch test, where they shave an area of your pet and they actually inject different possible allergens in your pet's skin. So you need to know there's a much easier way to do this. There's now a very simple at-home saliva test kit. You can order the kit, gets mailed straight to your house. You simply fill the vial with your pet's saliva and you return to the company, and within 2 to 3 weeks they're going to give you a printout of what exactly your pet might be sensitive or intolerant to from their top 24 most common pet allergens. And I have seen this test work thousands of times and help so many pets 100% heal their allergy issues once the owner understands which foods they need to remove from the diet. So go check it out. We do offer the test kit on our website, ReNewedPet.com.